How to raise your energy. Weekly I Ching reading with me, Sandra. Forecast 2024 for week 26 already. Master your week, I Ching weekly predictions. That's what we're doing here. Yes. So if you ask yourself what the heck is I Ching, well, it's a forecasting method of the Chinese Metaphysics and has been used for thousands of years and is based on trigrams and hexagrams, which you may or may not know from the Feng Shui. I personally use it a lot, and I must say I'm really grateful for that tool. So this is my weekly I Ching reading for you, my forecast for 2024, week 26. And we're here every Sunday, live, 6:15 Brisbane time, 8:15 New Zealand, 10:15 a.m. Germany, and the Americas are having a night, so you can have me for breakfast, so to speak. So what we do here, we're looking into the energies of the year, the month, and then every single day of the week, Sunday to Sunday, because if we know what's coming, we are able to react to it. And then we can respond and don't have to automatically react. I used the wrong word. Oh my God. And I have to say, I don't know how your week was last week. Mine was a bit challenging. So I really listened on the day. What's the energy today? Why is this happening? And actually really nearly every day, the I Ching was providing me with a very good solution, with a very good path for that day and how to handle challenges, how to handle questions, how to handle everything that's coming up. And I thought that was really fantastic. So let's see how we can handle the energies this week. So we start with the month, and I'm going to make it the year, and I'm going to make it really short because we did it in depth last week. So the year energy is 38 opposition, and that's what it looks like. And what the opposition is, like it says, so it's about polarizing, division, divergence, the time that we are living in right now, aren't we? So pretty much describing what's happening. So it's a lot. The explanation that I like the most is how to tolerate the otherness of the counterpart in conflicting times and stay true to oneself. So really looking at it. So yes, there is an otherness, and that's what it is. It's an otherness, and it's fine. You don't need to take it in. It's not a me-ing. It's an otherness. You stay true to yourself. And that's why I also like to call it integrity, because you need to stay true to yourself. Stay focused, stay with yourself, and maybe use this otherness and this conflicting to prepare coming together. So if you're in it, choose a solution that supports your way and that supports you. Okay, how does that sound to you? The month energy, that's the next one. That's the 32. I'm not going to do that at the beginning today because the 32 actually comes to us in the week. So everything I say then in the week also applies to the month as an energy. Okay. So let's have a look at the energy today, Sunday, the 30th of June. We've got 21 biting through. So how to keep up clarity inside and outside while being confronted with an obstacle. So this is what it's all about. This is what the 21 are biting through, because the obstacle may appear. So the question is, do you want to bite through or not? In nature, it will be forcibly removed, but is it really clever in our everyday life to just go through with whatever's coming up? So it needs to be done in the right way. So energetic biting through brings success. So it's successful, the biting through today on the Sunday, because we've got fire and we've got the thunder. And the fire is clarity, and the thunder is also other way around. Yeah, I know. And the thunder is also excitement. So it is important to proceed in the right way with clarity and with excitement, because that is energetic biting, and then the excitement, isn't it? So that's what this Sunday is about. How does that sound to you? What do you think? Well, here we go. How do we raise our energy on the Monday, the 1st of June? That is number 37, family. And that's what family looks like. It's also called dwelling, the clan, anything like that. So, how to follow the rules and solve the tasks dutiful in a group. Family actually is a group, isn't it? So we've got the wind on top and the fire underneath. And so the book says the perseverance of the woman furthest. So the foundation of the family is the relationship between husband and wife, which stands for yin and yang in every relationship. The tie that holds the family together lies in the loyalty and perseverance of the wife, they say. So the husband is on the outer principle, the wife is on the inner principle. And you can always say yin and yang. So the yang is the outer principle, the yin is the inner principle. And only if that the inner principle is clear in its perseverance, then it's going to be successful. So if you look at the picture, the heat creates energy. So, and the wind is stirring up the fire and giving it the form. So this represents influence working from within towards outside. So, and I really like to call it how to keep up clarity inside and outside. No, that was yesterday. How to follow the rules and solve the tasks dutiful in a group. So that is the task on the Monday. So follow the rules, do your tasks, and yeah, just go for it. So I really think that it is on the day. Just see what needs to get done with perseverance, what needs to get done, and do it. How do we raise our energy on the Tuesday, which is the 2nd of July? And this is where we're going to get 41. Yes, decreasing. That's what it looks like. Mountain on top, lake underneath. So, and I think I said that before. When did we have that? I don't know. So I said that in another context. Decrease is not something bad, diminishing something. So how to use voluntary limitation to prevent unintended sacrifices on a larger scale. So maybe there's a larger thing at risk. So you're making small sacrifices, you're decreasing something. So increase and decrease always come in their very own time. So maybe on Tuesday, yes, on Tuesday, it's time to really look, okay, what can I boil down? What can I take back? Where can I need to slow down? Understanding the time, what is happening at the moment, that maybe it is some decreasing. It's a time for some decreasing. Not try to cover up anything. So, simplicity is something really great at times. So decreasing also means simplifying. So really, there's no need to be ashamed to simplify things. Not at all. I think we really tend to complicate things more than we simplify it, don't we? So maybe it is time on a Tuesday to really look into processes and how we can simplify them. How can we decrease whatever's happening, the energy we spend? How can we decrease the effort and make it more effective? So simplicity sometimes brings you further than if you make it so and so more complex. So that gives you, if you realize the simplicity and the flow in it, that gives you inner strength. And that the strength of the inner attitude, this is what makes it easier and flowing. And maybe on the other side, there's an increasing happening, but we are looking at the decreasing. So there's no need to present a false appearance that doesn't exist. Stay with your inner truth. Stay where you are. So the picture, the mountain on top and the lake underneath, exactly. So the lake underneath feeds and nourishes the mountain. The lake evaporates into the mountain. So it decreases the benefit of the mountain and enriches it by the moisture from the lake. But the lake itself diminishes, decreases. So decrease is necessary. So what needs decreasing? What is really necessary in your life to become less? How about anger? Would that be something you can decrease on the day by keeping still, for instance? The mountain is in it. So would that be something you can look at? Decreasing the anger with stillness, with the mountain. and just letting it be. Let the stillness be nourished from that lake. And also remember, lake is also joyous. Joy. So joy working against the anger. How about that? I probably need to listen to that on the day, because that could be me. Let me know how it is for you. Wonderful, wonderful. So how do we raise our energies on the Wednesday? On the Wednesday, we've got number 10, treading or tread or conduct. Continuing with alertness. I love that. So we've got heaven on top and lake underneath. So another joyous sign, don't we? So the small and cheerful underneath treads upon the large and strong. So for the weak and joyous, to stand against the strong is not dangerous here, because it happens in good humor. The lake, the joyous. So you can, it's a little bit like the Chester, I think is the English word. So if it happens in good humor, then you can stand against the strong. So, but if you are wild and just ferocious with it, that won't work, because the other one is stronger. So pleasant manners succeed if you're dealing with irritable people. So yes, look into that on the day. How to stay in power and strength to serve the greater good with sincerity and honesty. So again, we've got that word honesty. That's what we're looking at, because joyfulness, honesty, clarity, and then we can really work with the stronger ones. So who is the stronger one in your life on Wednesday that you would like to stand a little bit up for or against? Okay. Then we have on the 4th of July, 4th of July, yes. Number 34, great strength. So the power of the great. How to stay in power. No. Here we go. Honesty. Yes. 34. Great strength. Last month's energy, by the way. So we're having the union of movement and strength, the thunder on top, the heaven underneath. And that is the power of the great. So the inner worth mounts with great force and comes to power. Yes. So what are you going to do with that on the Thursday? What are you going to do on Thursday with that? That your power, your inner worth comes to power. Think, plan for that day to do something that you always wanted to do, something bigger, something great, something important. The only danger on that day may be that you forgot what is the right thing, the right time, the right way. So you need to make sure that your motives are good. Then it's going to be successful, because if you're only doing it for your own sake of your own power, it will not be successful. This is not what it's for. You cannot use the power of the great for some agenda. No, you need to really question your motives on the day, on the Thursday. Do that, and then it will be successful, because your inner worth is what you believe in, and that brings you into the power, and that brings you into success. So the thunder and the heaven, they will work together to bring you to success. And because the energy mounts upward, it is successful. So it is in harmony with the movement. But question your motives. They need to be right. They need to be good, for the greater good and for everyone involved. And then it's going to be successful. Plan something for the Thursday. I will do that. Okay. Friday, 32 consistency. And if you remember from the last weeks, this is also the month energy. That's why I didn't do the month energy at the beginning. We're having that right now. So we've got the thunder on top and the wind underneath. And the hexagram represents the institution of togetherness, of marriage, union, and the what else can we call it? Duration, perseverance, consistency, creating a sustainable foundation by knowing what to keep and what to renew. And that's what I said. I find that this month's energy is about decluttering, finding out what works for you, what doesn't. Mentally, physically, materially, digitally, find out what works for you and what doesn't. And then really work with that. Really become aware and then declutter and kick it out what you don't need anymore and what you don't want anymore and what doesn't serve you anymore. This is the energy of this month, and it's also the energy on the Friday. So if you want to bring something to the dump, to the op shop, whatever, do it on Friday. The energies are best on that day. So really, really good energies for that one. What else do we have to say? What to keep on a consistent path? You need to let go of things at times. Keeping everything as it is means stagnation. This is not stagnation. We don't want stagnation. We want to move. There is a difference to consistency. Consistency means you do something consistently. What can you do consistently? Maybe also plan something on Friday that has consistency in it. That would be awesome. And that is the opposite of stagnation. We're not going into stagnation. Consistency this month does not mean stagnation. It means getting clear on what is working and what is not. And the energy of the next 2 months, seriously, this month is the month to look into what's working, what is not working, what it's time to let go. Because the next 2 months will have a different month energy. You will see, because the next 2 days have the same energy. Saturday, number 6, litigation. That sounds a little bit, It's also called conflict and engagement in a conflict. It has heaven on top and water underneath. So we've got heaven on top, water underneath. Water underneath, most of you know, there's something of danger lurking. So, and of course, the two are moving away from each other. Then that is the picture of the conflict. The heaven is above, the water tends to go downwards, and the heaven tends to go more upwards. So we have the strength of the creative, and the abysmal is danger. The water is also danger. So there's a force, and there could be a conflict coming up. So in a person's character, it could also mean that the outside is different from the inside, and so you've got an internal conflict. Saturday, that's the energy for Saturday. Have a look. So more importantly, look at that picture. More importantly, find out on Friday what works for you and what doesn't. Maybe then there is no conflict on Saturday, or maybe on Saturday you then know how to deal with it, especially if it's an internal conflict. Find out on Friday what works for you and what doesn't. Let go and get rid of stuff that doesn't work for you anymore. And maybe on Saturday the conflict will be then less. And if there is a conflict, how to solve a conflict. So we have the danger with the water, but we've got also the heaven. So we have the strength and we can do it. There is no thunder in it, so there's nothing forcibly. So how about when you're clear-headed and inwardly strong, how about you meet your opponent halfway? And if that doesn't work, maybe you need to see someone who's impartial, having a third party involved or whatever that is for you. So if there's a really heavy conflict on the day, it's an established day, so it doesn't help us a little much. But really see if you can meet the opponent halfway, and if that is not possible, seek the help of someone who's impartial. Yes, that's the Saturday. Last but not least, Sunday, number 7, officer, also called the army, and I think I had another name for it. Yes, for me, I created the name strategy and teamwork, because that's what the army is. So nowadays, we're not so much talking about the army, but it's more about leading. It's about bringing together, and it's about teamworking. So we've got we've got the earth on top and the water underneath. It was like, oh, didn't we have that before? No, we had the heaven on top and the water underneath before. Now we've got the earth on top and the water underneath. So we're also there's also kind of a danger within it. but how to bring many different impulses and directions into one common goal. And that is also what the army is. You have to, everything what's happening, you have one common goal. Otherwise, it's useless. The army is useless. That's why I came to terms with also calling it teamwork and bringing together, and then in the end, strategy, because that's what you need to make an army really work, isn't it? Strategy, and also in teamwork, strategy, you really, really need that. So you need organization in order to become a fighting force, and without strict discipline, nothing can be accomplished. So that's discipline comes within the strategy. So war, well, whichever way you look at it, is always a dangerous thing and brings destruction and devastation. So it always should be the very, very last resource. Very, very one. And to not go to war, you have to have a strategy and a plan before what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. So the Sunday, probably after what we've gone through on Friday, you found out what to sort out, what works for you, what doesn't. On Saturday, you may or may not have had a little of a conflict and solved it or asked someone for help. And on Sunday, you're going to find, okay, strategize, working together. Maybe making a plan for all these things that you've done on Friday, Saturday, and the days before as well, with the decreasing and the continuing with alertness and the big power. And then making a plan for the next days. How about that? How does it sound to you? I think that sounds really good. Interesting week. It will be an interesting week because we've got, we're starting with family and a group of together with decreasing then, and then continuing with alertness, the power of the great boldness, and then the consistency that we need, and finding out what works and what doesn't. Decluttering, or on which level you need that. Maybe a conflict, as I said, and then strategizing on the Sunday. Well, that's something to plan for, isn't it? Yay! Yes. So that sounds like something I can do every morning. Looking at, and if you're watching on YouTube, you have some chapter underneath. Apologies that the chapters came relatively late last week. I was sick on Monday. That's why the chapters came in late, but they were there. I try to make it quicker this time. If you're watching on YouTube, you will be able to do that. Yes. And if you like what you hear, like it, comment, let me know what worked for you, what didn't. Let me know where you think, that made sense and it doesn't. Or let me know if you have a question. Tell your friends, tell everyone about this and how hopefully helpful it is for you. Woohoo! Okay, have a great week, and I see you again next week. Here. Bye.